Frasier director James Burrows doesn't know if sitcoms have a future. There used to be 3 networks and 30 great comedy writers. Now we have 500 networks and 30 great comedy writers. So this is Jimmy Burrows, who's considered to be one of the greatest television comedy directors of all time. His track record is crazy. He's worked on so many amazing shows for so long. And sadly, I agree with him. I think he's referring, though, to the multi-camera sitcom, which are shot live in front of a studio audience with real people, real laughs. It's not canned laughter. These are real people. It feels a little more like staged, a little more presentational than a single camera sitcom, which feels more like a movie. And so these are shows like Frasier and Cheers, which he worked on. And there's something about these shows which are so, even though they feel a little staged and presentational like live theater, it feels very warm. It feels like you're inviting people into your home. And that's what attracted me to writing sitcoms. I just love that. And yeah, I kind of think it's a dying art form. They're just not making these shows anymore. The problem is each show kind of has its own like lineage. So when I started, my first multi-camera show was Just Shoot Me. And that kind of grew out of the Frasier School, which grew out of the Cheers School, which grew out of the Taxi School of writing. There's kind of like, the DNA gets passed on from the writers who were involved. So I worked side by side with many Frasier writers and Cheers writers. And it was always, and even a Taxi writer, it was always like an honor to be with them because I love those shows. And so you kind of learn how to write, I think, from the first show you're on, if it's well done. So even, because TV shows are produced in a certain kind of way, and even today when I'm working on a show that's not run the way Just Shoot Me was run, I always feel like you're doing it wrong. And they're not doing it wrong. They're just doing it the way they want to do it. But in my mind, you're doing it wrong because that's how I learned, right? And so there really is like a pedigree. And sadly, they don't make these shows anymore. So those people, the next generation, doesn't have anyone to learn it from. And so when people my age are no longer in the business, when we age out, kind of feel like that's going to be the end of that. Now, is this the worst problem in the world? No, there's a lot bigger problems going on, but this is somewhere along the bottom of the list. But that's just how I feel about it. Do I feel like there are 30 great writers? I feel like there's probably more than 30 great writers who can do this. But with each passing year, there's fewer and fewer as we age out of the business. All right, that's the sad reality. For more, keep following me at Michael Jamin Writer.